6:45, I'll call this meeting to order. Can I have a roll call, please?
Ms. Brown? Ms. Crespo?
Here.
Ms. DeLisandro? Mr. Frias?
Here.
Mr. Cohen?
Here.
Mr. Sim?
Here.
And President Langley?
Here.
We have a quorum for tonight.
All right. So we're going to move into executive session. No action will be taken. Can I have a motion to move into close, please?
So moved.
Second. Roll call, please.
Ms. Crespo?
Yes.
Mr. Frias?
Yes.
Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Mr. Sim?
Yes.
And President Langley?
Yes. All right,
Motion
we'll
has-
be back. Thank you. Yeah, we'll be back. All right, we will reconvene this meeting. Can I have roll call number 2, please?
Ms. Brown,
Here.
Ms. Cresswell,
Here.
Ms. De Alessandro, Mr. Frias,
Here.
Mr. Cohen,
Here.
Mr. Sim,
Here.
and President Langley.
Let's all rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ms. Brown, would you read the mission statement, please?
The River Edge School District is a partnership of students, parents, staff, and community members. We are dedicated to providing a supportive environment in which all students can reach their maximum academic potential while developing as responsible citizens who respect individuality. Our goals will be achieved because curriculum and instruction are aligned with the New Jersey Student Learning Standards. All decisions reflect the academic, social, emotional, and physical needs of pre-K to 6th grade students. Cooperation and ongoing communication exists between the school district and the community. School administrators and the Board of Education work together to assess and adjust procedures in response to new mandates and the changing needs of the community.
Thank you. Open public meetings notice?
Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this meeting, its date, time, and place have been delivered to the Post Office Municipal Building and the Record and posted on the district website at least 48 hours prior to the time of this meeting.
Thank you. We'll move on to public comments on agenda items only. Seeing as how there's no one here in the room, we will move on to the superintendent report. Our superintendent is not in attendance today, but we do have Christine Moran here who is going to present this. Get out of the way.
Is that okay? Okay, good evening, everyone. This evening, I'm here to present our NJ Access English Language Proficiency Test results from the 24-25 school year. So I'd like to begin by reiterating, I've shared this previously, but in August of 2023, the NJDOE did ask districts to switch and replace English language learner with the term multilingual learner. So we now refer to all of our students who speak a second language as multilingual learners, which recognizes the assets that all of these students and their families bring to our schools here in River Edge. So the access assessment was offered in February 2025 through April 2025. It was administered by our ESL specialists to students in grades K through 6. It assesses the domains listed on the left, including listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And the areas that combine for the summative score include oral language, literacy, comprehension, and an overall score. So what is this NJ Access assessment? It's an assessment that establishes when our multilingual learners have attained English language proficiency according to specific state criteria. It also helps us inform decisions about entry and exit with the ESL program. It also informs classroom instruction and assessment. There are 6 levels of proficiency, with level 1 at students entering and with level 6 reaching. So this slide, you can see our participation rate. We have an excellent participation rate here in River Edge. It shows our participation from spring 2023 through spring 2025. And as you can see, each year we have had 100% participation rate with the NJ Access. So now I will begin to speak about the actual results. I do want to note that you will see on the slides that are upcoming, there are gray boxes, and a gray box indicates that there are not enough results at the district level to report them publicly. The state has very strict rules about reporting results, so if there are not enough, we are not able to do so publicly. And that number is, we have to have at least 10 results in order to share it publicly. So you can see that the majority of our students who are assessed come from our primary grades of K1 and 2. And you can see from the left, spring 2023, through the right, spring 2025. So this slide here talks about our average overall proficiency. So it shows the proficiency of the entire assessment. For each grade level, it's the average proficiency. So our most recent results on the right-hand column, for kindergarten, the average proficiency rate is 3.1, which is common at the kindergarten level. And then as we progress through the grade levels, in grade 1, it's 4.4, grade 2, 4.1, grade 3, 3.9, and grade 4, 4.5. And again, this encompasses students of different languages, different ethnicities, and we have varied levels of ability as well with regards to whether the students are new to the country for their first time. Yes.
What is 3.1 out of, or 4.5 out of, what's the highest?
6.
6, okay.
Yeah, 6 is the highest. So now I'm going to get into the results by grade level. So this slide shows us our kindergarten subtest results. And again, I'm showing you from the progression from spring 2023 through spring 2025. Again, we have to keep in mind that these are not the same students moving, so we're not looking at it that way. But the summative scores are calculated as follows. They're on the bottom left. There encompasses oral language, which 50% of that is listening and 50% is speaking. The literacy component of the assessment is 50% reading and 50% writing. The comprehension combines 70% reading and 30% listening. So they calculate these proficiency scores as follows on the right there. So 35% reading, 35% writing, 15% listening, and 15% speaking. So as you can see, our kindergarten students, though, have progressed there nicely. From spring 2023, it was 2.6, and last year it was 3.4, and this year it's 3.1, which again is very common at the kindergarten level.
Sorry, but as you mentioned, these are
Different,
students,
yes.
so, yeah.
Right, and again, different languages spoken as well, and different amount of time in the
Yeah.
country as well. So we have to take all of those factors into
Absolutely.
consideration.
What is the maximum amount of time a student is eligible to take the access test?
How long they've been here, you mean? So some of our students who, if they come to us, let's say they come to us within that window of time that the test is from February to April, if they come in, let's say early March, they're still required to take the assessment.
And when they, after they've been here, for how long?
They may have only been here for, 3 weeks.
When are they not eligible to take it?
Oh,
When are they age out?
when they age out. Well, so they take the access tests all through 8th grade. They can take it. But the exit score, you mean, to like
So like
exit?
after they've been in the schools for how many years,
Uh-huh.
do they become ineligible to take it or no?
So there's an exit score, which I'm going to get into. The
Okay.
exit score is 4.5.
And then, and so you have to attain the exit score, then you don't have to take the test anymore.
Right.
Got it.
Yes. So if they don't, and that's an interesting question because we do have some situations where parents or families may not want their child in the ESL program, but they did not meet the exit criteria. So as a school district, we, still continue to offer services, but parents have the right also to refuse services. And we also have situations where a student may reach that exit score, but based on their performance within the classroom and discussions with their families and the teachers, they may stay in the ESL program to receive continued support. That's a decision that's made collaboratively. So just because they score a 4.5 doesn't mean that they must exit. Okay, so now we're moving on to our grade 1 subtest results, and this school year our average overall proficiency rate was 4.4 for first grade, which again, the score required to exit is 4.5. So our first graders, compared to our first graders last year, again, not the same group, but did very well this year in their performance. Grade 2, our results continue to be consistent in grade 2 from each year. You can see in spring 2023 it was 4.1, then spring 2024 4.2, and in spring 2025 4.1. I also want to point out the scores in literacy. Again, literacy is 50% reading and 50% writing. This test is very comprehensive with the questions and activities that students engage in, and we have to remember that the test is in a language that is not the student's first language. So it is a very comprehensive assessment, so we are very proud of the achievements that our students have made. And this slide shows our grade 3 subtest results. For spring 2023, we did not have enough students to report those results publicly. But again, moving from 2024 to 2025, similar proficiency rate there. You will notice that comprehension does increase from one grade to the next. The scores for comprehension, last year was 5.2, 4.7. Again, for students where English is not their first language, that's very good. And this year we have our grade 4 subtest results. And again, these are excellent scores for our 4th graders. Oral language 5.1, literacy 4.3, comprehension 5.6, and the average proficiency score was 4.5. And again, that exit score is 4.5. So as the students, progress through the grade levels and their support of their, language instruction gets better each year. Okay, so this is our slide where we are talking about the percentage of students who did reach the minimum score to exit ESL. And again, I want to reiterate that even though students may have reached that minimum score, we also include discussion with their performance in the classroom with our ESL specialists and family discussions about whether a child should continue services or exit out. But for spring 2025, we did have 81 students take the NJ Access, and 38% of those students, which is 31 students, did reach that score of 4.5 or higher to exit.
So that 81 represents all the grades from kindergarten.
Yes.
So, okay.
Yes. So it does represent, so there were students at various grade levels who exited. So some of our highlights and successes, as I've shared previously, we are showing consistent growth in our English language proficiency. We also have consistent growth, like I mentioned before, in oral language and comprehension, parent and family engagement and communication, which I'll talk more about on the next slide, and professional learning for staff. So I wanted to share some highlights from the 24-25 school year. The 4 pictures on the left are from an ESL parents and caregivers information session that we held in the fall of 2024. And at this session, myself, along with our ESL specialists, Mrs. Rue and Mrs. Marinich, presented to parents. We had an excellent turnout, and I attribute some of that turnout to the fact that we were able to offer childcare during that evening presentation. And we actually, there's a picture there on the bottom. Those are some Riverdale students who are in the Future Teachers Club at Riverdale, and they came and helped us provide the childcare. They were so happy to do so. They really enjoyed that. So when we can partner with Riverdale and their Future Teachers Club, it's really a great, and the parents were so appreciative that we offered that. I received several emails from parents thanking us for that support, so that was excellent. And then on the right, we have, there's images of a professional consultant and professional development facilitator, Alyssa Reicheter, who has been working with our staff and our families. So in May, Alyssa Reicheter presented a virtual session for all of our multilingual learner families, and it was held via Google Meet, and it was titled Summer Success, and she talked about supporting your multilingual child at home. And she really did her homework. She connected a lot of her presentation to what is available to families here in River Edge. So she talked a lot about the River Edge Public Library. She found places within the community that can support parents and their families. She provided ways for students, ways for families to engage their students in reading and writing activities. She shared a lot of valuable links. So the presentation was shared with all of the families, and I also was able to email it to the families who didn't attend, and it's also posted on our district website as well on the curriculum page. But again, that was very well received by the families. I did receive some thank you emails and notes about that, and they also talked about how they would like to see more of those sessions. So that's something that we are planning for this coming school year. Yes, so for that one, we emailed all of the families directly, and we also sent a physical copy home as well. So we just did English this time. In the past, we have done our top 2 languages of Korean and Spanish. Yeah, so they did, because that is something that's an ongoing issue, is that communication piece, and I know that's part of our strategic planning as well. That was a really great session. It was one that Dr. Bernice also attended it, as did Mrs. Heitman, I believe. So it was just really a nice session that we would like to continue offering more of that, both in person and virtual, both options. Now, Alyssa Reicheter also facilitated in May professional development sessions for all of our K through 6 staff. We had representatives from every grade level at both buildings, where Alyssa facilitated a K through 2 session and a 3 through 6 session. And during that session, she engaged teachers in conversation. And then the best part was our teachers love to learn best by, seeing things live in action. So Alyssa actually went into a lower grade classroom and a upper grade classroom and modeled a lesson that was focused on engaging multilingual learners. And I have to say that was one of, I received very positive feedback from our staff. Not all of our staff got to engage in those sessions. The hope is that we are going to continue those sessions this school year so that every staff member has an opportunity to engage, because Alyssa actually was just with us for some summer curriculum work 2 weeks ago, and there were 2 teachers who took part in this PD, and they were sharing with the other staff how helpful it was and the strategies that she taught. So when our teachers respond well to certain facilitators, we want to have them come back with us. So that was exciting. So some of our interventions and next steps, of course, we want to evaluate this data to inform not only our ESL instruction, but also the instruction that's taking place in the general education classroom as well. Because yes, our multilingual learners are receiving ESL daily with our ESL specialists, but the majority of their day is spent in the general education classroom. So we want to continue professional learning for both our ESL specialists as well as our general education staff. So we have the topics listed there, and as I mentioned earlier, we want to continue our ESL community and outreach supports. We have had success with our family nights for various content areas, math and literacy. So we have had discussions among staff about having something like that with stations for our multilingual families as well, to engage them. So.
Great. Yeah, go ahead.
So first, thank you for the presentation. I appreciate the details. Do we have data on how long our students take to exit our ELL program? And is there comparative data from other districts and or the state on how long students are enrolled or
So we do have that data. Again, some of it I can't, present publicly because of the numbers, but typically in River Edge, our students exit ESL by grade 2. We actually have a very, the majority of our population of multilingual learners is in grades K and 1. And the intense instruction that takes place in those 2 grade levels, by the time they're in grade 2, the majority of our students are beginning to, if not exit.
but we have a lot of other students in the other grades though.
Not as many as in K and 1.
Right.
That's why, I can't present about,
For
the
but
upper
third and fourth
grades
grade there were I think 11 or 12.
this past year. And it
Yes.
also depends on, again, it depends on how many students come in. We had many of our multilingual learners who came to us this past year. Unfortunately, they're moving, which is also sad because many of our students this particular year actually are leaving us after only having been with us.
That's, yeah. I was just curious because it seems like we do a very good job, and it'd be interesting to know if our students exit the ELL program at a comparative speed faster than other comparative school districts, or slower. That's what I'm trying to dial in.
Right. We could probably look at that, the data from other school districts that are comparative to River Edge.
Sure, assuming we can get the numbers, but
Right, because again, the presentations vary based on the numbers. I can only see what other districts post publicly
yeah.
as well.
Because that for me could be the only way to compare, to kind of like to assess how we're doing.
Yes.
Because everything else is just so individualistic based on students and different.
And I
grades
can
each
share,
year.
speaking of other district, collaborating with other districts, this past year, our ESL specialists during district PD days did have the opportunity to collaborate with Oradell, Little Ferry, and Leonia. So, and we're looking to continue collaborations on our district PD days so that our ESL specialists do have the opportunity to engage with other ESL specialists to, just discuss strategies, discuss student progress, and ultimately help our students succeed.
Any other questions? No? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to board secretary report.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you, President Langley. So first, I just wanted to thank Dr. Bernice and the board for the opportunity to serve River Edge as the business administrator and board secretary. It has been 30 days since I first started, so I'm getting settled
Welcome.
in. I was able to notice a lot of great, summer programs. I met with a lot of great staff internally, business office, in various departments, as well as administrators. So, I plan on looking forward to what this year has to bring as far as, increase in the education and, what River Edge provides to families over this year and for the future. And just some highlighted points on this agenda I just wanted to kind of bring to the board and to the public. Under finance, letter H5, there's a resolution to increase the bid threshold. This was, through statutory requirements. So in the past, the River Edge, when Ms. Napolitano was here, she was a QPA, so that they, River Edge adhered to the 44,000, the higher level of threshold, by having a qualified purchasing agent. With myself still being a QPA, the state increased it effective July 1st to go to 53,000. What that does is it gives districts flexibility as far as securing contracts without, going out to bid for, there's a cost involved with bidding, as well as, advertising and all that. In addition, but you'll notice that we do, even though we might not go out to bid, we do try to pursue cooperative contracts through various programs. So if you notice on the letter H6, there's some cooperative contracts that I present to the board to kind of, approve, to allow the district to, pursue those purchases in these various local cooperatives. Just to kind of highlight that. The last thing is H7 is a resolution to withdraw from maintenance reserve, roughly a little over 19,000. This was needed to repair the gym floor in Cherry Hill. This is basically, it's probably going to be a future capital project, but right now, just to, for timing and flexibility and cost, this is going to be a withdrawal from maintenance reserve because it wasn't something that was budgeted. This was basically through discussion with Mr. Cabrera, as well as Dr. Bernice. This was something needed for safety and to improve the overall quality of that floor. So this is a more intensive, not normal, maintenance that we do, on an annual basis. So that's why the cost typically, I would say, it's probably 2,000 to 3,000. This, because of the level that is needed, it's roughly a little over 19,000. So this is withdrawing from maintenance reserve, which we have roughly about $332,000, in that reserve for situations like this.
Okay.
And that's all I have.
Great, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. I only want to mention one thing. For the President's report, we do have 2 board seats expiring at the end of this year. There's only 1 petition filed, so we will have an empty seat in January. So we will be taking letters and resumes, and we'll be doing interviews, and whoever we select in January, I think we're required to seat someone within 60 days, if I'm remembering that correctly. And that term would expire at the end of 26, so we'll have 3 seats up by the end of 26. So I just wanted to put that out there. If anybody knows people, if anybody out there is listening and interested, if you want to be on the board.
There's one viewer on YouTube right now.
If you, well, never mind.
Oh, they can watch the recording.
Yeah, if anybody is watching this later, I'll mention it at future meetings as well, because we do, as we get closer.
Is the time over to submit applications?
The deadline was Monday, so there's no, it was the 28th, yeah, it
What are
passed.
the positions that are, I guess, who's,
Me, Ms. Crespo, yep. So I submitted,
thank you
And-
for your service.
yeah. Sorry, but thank you. Yeah. We'll have a send off at the end of the year for sure. So anyway, we're just putting that out there for everybody. Committees, they all met, and I'll just say that we only did policy work, so there's not really, and we finished the policy review, the entire thing. We looked at every single policy. We talked in detail about almost every single policy. It took hours and hours and hours. I was on all the meetings. It was a lot of fun. And according to Dr. Bernice, we should never, ever have to do that again. And that's good, because it was a lot. But it's good to do. So anyway, that, I think it takes about 6 weeks for them to review it and get it back to us. There'll be a link on our website. The good thing about it is, whereas now we have sort of static PDF files that are not searchable, this manual will be searchable. Anybody from the public, if they want to learn, find a policy on a topic, they can come and look at it. It's readily available and searchable. So it'll be a big improvement for ease of use and just thoroughness. We went through every single thing, so it was good to do. All right, so we'll move on to items to be acted upon. Can I get a motion for E1 and 2, please?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Crespo?
Yes.
Mr. Frias?
Yes.
Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Mr. Sim?
Yes.
And President Langley?
Yes,
Motion carries on E1 to E2.
thank you. Can I get a motion for F1 through 8, please?
Move to approve items F1 through 8 as stated.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Crespo?
Yes.
Mr. Frias?
Yes.
Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Mr. Sim?
Yes.
President Langley?
Yes,
Motion carries on items F1 through F8.
thank you. Can I get a motion for G1 and 2, please?
Move to approve G1 and 2 as stated.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Crespo?
Yes.
Mr. Frias?
Yes.
Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Mr. Sim?
Yes.
And President Langley?
Yes. Can I have a motion for item, oh, sorry, it carries,
Motion
right?
carries.
Okay, thank you. Can I get a motion for items H1 through 14, please?
Move to approve H1 through 14 as stated.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Crespo?
Yes.
Mr. Frias?
Yes.
Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Mr. Sim?
Yes.
And President Langley?
Yes.
And motion carries on agenda items H1 through H14.
Thank you. Can I have a motion for I1 through 10, please?
Move to approve items I1 through I10 as stated.
Have a
I'd like
second?
to make a motion to approve items I1 through 10 as
You're
stated.
gonna second it?
Oh,
Second.
sorry, second.
Okay,
I always get confused.
that's okay.
It's okay.
Discussion? No? Roll call, please.
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Crespo?
Yes.
Mr. Frias?
Yes.
Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Mr. Sim?
Yes.
And President Langley?
Yes.
Motion carries on personnel I1 through I10.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for J1, please?
I'd like to make a motion for item J1, please,
Thank you.
Second.
as stated.
Thank you. Any discussion? No? Roll call, please.
Ms. Brown?
Abstain.
Ms. Crespo?
Approved.
Mr. Frias?
Yes.
Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Mr. Sim?
Yes.
And President Langley?
Yes.
Motion carries on J1.
Can I have a motion for K1 through 17, please?
Move to approve items K1 through 17 as stated.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Crespo?
Yes.
Mr. Frias?
Yes.
Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Mr. Sim?
Yes.
And President Langley?
Yes.
Motion carries on K1 through K17.
Thank you. Does anybody have any old or new business they wish to discuss? No? Seeing as there is no one in the room for public comments on non-agenda items, we will adjourn the meeting. Can I get a motion to adjourn, please?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Fast.
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Crespo?
Yes.
Mr. Frias?
Yes.
Mr. Cohn?
Yes.
Mr. Sim?
Yes.
And President Langley?
Yes,
Motion is adjourned. It's 8:04.
thank you. All right, we'll be back on August 27th. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Happening to our